Today is November the 19th. It is 11:30. I've been watching the impeachment hearings just so I can kind of keep myself updated on the nonsense that our Congress does. And this is basically what's going on. Now, I assume anybody who's watching this is just a regular schmuck like me, right? I don't know where you come from. I don't know where you're at in the country. I don't know what accent you got. I don't. Okay. But what Trump is being impeached on is simply this, and only this. Can you do me a favor? He's being impeached on those words. Can you do me a favor? Now, I watched several videos where that's kind of one of his terms he throws around as an individual person. And we all have these. We all have these catchphrases, so to speak. Some of us use different things. If I get really pissed off, one of my favorite catchphrases of late is "Go pound sand." And when you say something, after a while, when you develop a habit of speaking, you will use your catchphrases without even thinking about it. You just say it. So I was considering when I call somebody up and I'm looking for help for something, which does happen all the time. It is not uncommon for me to say, "Hey, can you do me a favor?" I don't say, "Hey, can you help me out?" I say, "Can you do me a favor?" Now, I'm basically saying this in another way. I'm basically saying, "Can you help me out with something here?" Case in point, I ordered something recently. I didn't want to order it. Specifically, I did not want my credit card number being able to be tracked back to me. I'm not even going to say what it is. It's something stupid, but nobody will understand except for one person that might be watching this. And I called this person up. I said, "Hey, can you do me a favor? I found this particular item on Amazon. Can you order that for me? I just don't want it to be tracked back to me through the credit card." Now, which the person agreed to, not a problem, and I paid them cash for what they ordered. Did they do me a favor? Yes, they did. Was I expecting something in return? Well, I was just expecting them to help me out. So this is what this is what comes down to high crimes and misdemeanors. I feel sorry for Trump because the reality really is, it's very simple. Career politicians tend to be lawyers. And when you watch anything that these people do, it's all in what we call legalese. I mean, I think enough of us have seen enough freaking lawyer-based TV shows that it gets ridiculous. I'm not fond of lawyers. I've had to deal with them too many times in my life. And, they're great when they're defending you, but oh my God, if they are people coming after you, they take words and they twist them to mean things that they never meant to be meant to be. And this is what they're trained to do. They are trained to pick apart words and make a jury think something other than what you actually meant. That's what lawyers will do. That's what prosecutors will do. And the whole art of being a lawyer is about you're trying to win a case. Now, let me tell you something. I don't think a lot of them give a damn whether they're representing somebody that did, whether it's truthful or not. If that makes any sense. If you've ever been on the receiving end of a lawsuit, a ridiculous lawsuit, you haven't. You know exactly what I'm talking about. And this is what I've gotten out of watching this impeachment. You have a bunch of lower level employees working for the State Department that heard something or were a secondary witness in something, and they, because of their bias, are pissed off. Now let's look at it this way. What if this was Obama and he did this? First of all, nobody would be saying anything because the people that love him wouldn't have paid any attention to what the hell he said. Wouldn't have paid any attention to his choice of words. Now the truth is, if you are a sane, rational human being, you understand that Joe Biden's son was knee-deep into some political bullshit from these companies in Ukraine and China. Look, I would never expect me to be put on the board of anything. Well, let's change that. I could be put on the board of a couple things because I do know something about those things. But there's no way I'd end up on a board of an energy company, a gas company. What the hell? What do I know about running energy? And if you've seen Hunter Biden's interview, well, he basically admitted I probably wouldn't have gotten half the things in my life if it wasn't for his last name and his connection to who he was connected to. Look, foreign governments are always looking for a way in to gain some type of something from a particular administration. And obviously, and if you haven't seen that tape of Joe Biden shaking down Ukraine to fire somebody who was investigating the company his son is working for while he was vice president. This is this is the crazy part. There is something going on. There was something going on with Joe Biden, his son, and the Obama administration. It's the truth. That bullshit where they say, well, there was a private citizen. Shut the hell up. It's called nepotism. It's a Chicago police officer getting his son a job at the same precinct. Okay? That's what that is. Joe Biden getting his son, and this particular son wasn't particularly a high achiever. We all know this. He got kicked out of the Navy. He's got a coke problem. Come on, people. All right, you don't like Trump. I get it. All right, you don't have to like him, but damn it, be fair. Look, I couldn't stand Obama. I'll say it a million times, but damn it. I at least gave him a fair shot. I mean, he had 4 years to do something about an economy that was crashing. I wanted that guy to succeed. He gets elected a second time. And I didn't vote for him on either section. He gets elected a second time. You had 4 more years of nothingness. That's a failed presidency to me. You might not like Trump. And that's fine. You have that right. But damn it, if you got a 401k, why don't you take a look at it? And if you had that 401k during 8 years of Obama and compare it, and this is what I say to the people that bitch about Trump and do have a 401k. If you hate that man so much, prove it and dump your 401k. Dump what you're making off it because you're a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite. You're the worst kind of hypocrite. You are complaining and bitching and moaning and screaming over the guy that pretty much is directly responsible for your 401k growing. So, look at your own life. Look at the catchphrases you use. I'm willing to bet that most of the people who are watching this, when they go to somebody for help, and I'm talking I'm talking about not a high level thing where you're going to look for thousands of dollars like the people that come to me and never pay me back. And there's plenty of them. You know, oh, could you lend me $3,000? I'll pay you back. No one ever gets a dime out of me ever again. Because nobody, as a side note, don't lend money to anybody. Because the majority of people, even your family, will never pay you back. They won't. You just won't. And I'm not talking $10 or $20 here and there. You can always stand to lose $10 or $20, but if somebody comes to you and just say they want help, they want a lift to pick up their car at the mechanic. Hey, pay attention to how they use their words. Hey, can you do me a favor? I need a lift. Hey, can you do me a favor? That's what people say. That's what an average person in North America says. And whether it's a president on the phone with another foreign leader who is checking into... Look, Trump has got a legitimate reason because there was shenanigans going on with the Ukraine during the last election. So if they're investigating this, and the State Department's there, and the Justice Department, and whoever else, he's got a legitimate right to say something. He is the President of the United States. So he didn't use... You know what? None of this would be happening if he said, hey, we could use your help with something. If he used that, they wouldn't be having this. They wouldn't be having an impeachment inquiry. So you are basically impeaching the man over the words that he chose to use, and they're trying to connect something over that phrase. They were saying quid pro, which is Latin for, if you give me something, I will give you something. That's what that means. But the Democrats did a little survey with their, constituents who, and they came up with maybe we don't understand that word quite right, and it'd go over better with the American public if you use bribery. If that is not dumbing down of people, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. I mean, it really is. It's sad and it's pathetic. But if you're going to impeach a man because he just uses a term, can you do me a favor? We got a big problem. And if you are a fair-minded person, put your bias behind. Take it off. Take off your freaking glasses. And put your bias behind there, and you're going to really say that you are going to impeach somebody over using that term. Can you do me a favor? If you think Trump is an idiot, right? If you think he's an idiot and is a fool, do you think he's smart enough? He is smart enough to, he's just dumb, right? That's the term of the word he uses instead of saying, I need your help. I'm not a lawyer, you're not a lawyer. When you get on the phone with somebody and you're talking like a real human being talks to another real human being, you don't think like a freaking lawyer. You're not using legalese, and you're not... How would you like to be in a position of authority like that, and you're worried that you have all these people in the background listening to you, and the people behind them listening to you, and now they are scrutinizing every single word that you say. You know what I do? I freaking lock the door and say, get these people out of here. Get them out of here. I don't want these people listening to anything I have to say. I just want this trusted person listen, because I don't want any of these jackanapes over here misconstruing anything I say, because that's what I would do if I was in that position of Trump. And I'd be pissed off. I'd be foaming at the mouth. Get rid of the composure. And this is, once again, why is Trump popular? Because the everyday people like me have voted for him, because he thinks and he talks like the rest of us. And that's why we voted for him. We wanted to get rid of the guys that sit there and say, we could use your assistance on a particular matter that we are dealing with here, and your cooperation would be greatly appreciated. That's what they wanted Trump to say instead. Could you do me a favor? We've had a lot of issues going on here, and could you look into this? And would they even be bothering if it wasn't Biden, his political rival? There's 20-something people on the Democratic stage, and all of a sudden, if Biden wasn't in the picture, they wouldn't even be using that term. They couldn't, if he was not running for president, they couldn't use your political rival. They would probably have to use something like investigating a private citizen, which it doesn't look as good. It's all propaganda. It's all a trial. It's all a show trial. If you watch any of it, that's exactly what this is. And they're trying to sway how you think and how you feel, and they're trying to get the American public on their side. You know, the Democrats it's a foul party. They support death, deviance, destruction, and depravity. That's what the Democrat Party stands for. That's what they stand for. And the whole idea of it is tolerance. Right? That's their idea of tolerance. I hate them all. And it says that the power of life and death is in your words. I don't have any words of life for that entire political party. I don't. I wish it ceases to function in the capacity that it was intended to be. How's that for being legal and not being hate speech? Good grief.